Healthy fats and adequate calories aren't optional. They're necessary to keep your body performing and recovering optimally. Welcome to the Elite Athlete Podcast, the show that fuels your performance from the inside out. Whether you're chasing goals on the ice, field, or wherever your sport takes you, this podcast is your trusted playbook for optimizing energy, recovery, and long-term results. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Tatro, a former collegiate athlete, athletic health coach, and mom to high-level athletes who've poured countless hours into achieving their dreams. I've lived this journey, and I'm still living it now, helping my kids and athletes just like you unlock their potential through smarter fueling, recovery strategies, and injury prevention. If you're ready to perform at your peak, feel unstoppable energy, and build a body that serves you for years to come, you are in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Elite Athlete Podcast, where we fuel smarter, recover better, and dominate the game. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Tatro, and today I'm diving into the unique nutritional demands of winter sports. Whether you're on the ice, racing down the slopes, or training in freezing temperatures, winter brings specific challenges and opportunities that require a more unique, tailored approach to fueling and recovery. Winter sports are no joke. They demand incredible preparation, physically, mentally, and nutritionally. I remember the days when we had super early games or really late ones in the heart of winter, no matter what the weather is. For example, if you're playing hockey, nothing is ever canceled. I think I can recall maybe one time a game or a practice was canceled, and even then I almost think it was optional. Those of you listening that are hockey parents, I know there are other sports too, but just as you guys know, I'm a hockey mom and have been there and done that when it comes to youth hockey things. So anyway, those schedules could throw anyone off, right? And planning meals and snacks became a huge part of that routine, or it needs to be. Understanding how to fuel properly in these conditions makes all the difference between just getting through and truly excelling in whatever sport you are playing. The cold presents its own set of challenges. For starters, your body burns more calories just to maintain core temperature, and hydration becomes a hidden risk. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Cold air is drying, and heavy breathing in freezing conditions speeds up moisture loss. Without the right fueling and hydration strategies, it's easy to hit a wall mid-game or mid-run or whatever you're doing. So let's start with meals. Carbohydrates are your best friend for winter sports. They provide quick, accessible energy for those high-intensity bursts that you need. Start your day with a warm, carb-rich breakfast like oatmeal topped with nuts, some seeds, and fresh fruit. This combination not only fuels you, but also keeps you full longer. For lunch or dinner, let's try for heartier options like roasted sweet potatoes, quinoa, or whole grain pasta. Pair that with lean proteins such as chicken or turkey. Don't forget your veggies though. Roasted Brussels sprouts, I know, but those can be super good if you do them correctly. Think carrots or sauteed spinach. Those are great for fiber and essential micronutrients all at the same time. Healthy fats are another crucial part of winter nutrition. They provide sustained energy and help keep your body warm. You cannot be afraid of fats, okay? That fad is long gone and was super dangerous, okay? We have to have healthy fats in our life, no matter what. So you can incorporate avocados, nut butters, and fatty fish like salmon into your meals. Adding chia seeds or flax seeds to your snacks can provide a quick boost of omega-3s. Just a word of advice, I really like to ground up the flax seeds before, let's say, I put them in some yogurt or my smoothie or anything like that. These can help support both brain function and recovery. Now, let's get back to hydration. I told you that we were going to talk about that a little bit. Winter often tricks athletes into thinking they don't need as much water. Have you ever heard them say, well, I'm not thirsty? I get that still to this day, especially, I'm going to call her out, but my teenage daughter is always like that. I'm not thirsty. Anyway, that's a battle for itself, right, moms? Anyway, you lose moisture faster than you think, so make sure you're teaching your athletes this. especially with heavy breathing out in the colder weather. It doesn't matter if you're playing inside or if you're outside. The air is what it is, okay? So I've said this multiple times on this podcast. Instead of sugary sports drinks, I recommend adding more of a high quality mineral powder to your water. They make them in little packets now. If you need help with this, please reach out. I've got a couple of brands that are really working well for my family and the athletes that I serve. This replenishes electrolytes naturally. Okay, those sports drinks that you're grabbing have so many added things that are not necessary and actually can harm you. Some of those chemicals in there are worse than you not having anything at all. Okay, we need to be able to keep your energy steady without that sugar crash. Okay, snacks. They can be a game changer, especially on the go. Skip the processed energy bars and consider homemade options like energy bites made with oats, nut butter, and dried fruit. It's not as hard as you think. I know it takes a little extra effort than grabbing one from the store, but it can be done. And I'm not perfect. We do this every once in a while. If you're in a bind, you might have to. But let's think about the 80-20. If 80% of the time you're doing things a little more homemade and natural, you're doing really well and ahead of the game. Okay? What about a handful of trail mix or mixed nuts? That's another excellent choice, offering a balance of protein, fat, and carbs to keep you energized. Recovery is where many athletes fall short. After a game or practice, your body is crying out for protein and carbs to repair and refuel. A simple snack like Greek yogurt with honey and granola, or a smoothie with protein powder, spinach, and frozen berries can jumpstart your recovery. So I want to talk a moment about supplements. You've heard me talk a lot about this. It's been a highlight of my most recent education and learning exposure and me going nuts, being sciencey and nerdy. Winter sports push your body to its limits, and sometimes food alone isn't enough. Now, you've heard me say that I don't think supplements are the only answer, but sometimes food isn't enough when you're pushing your body. Now, remember, I'm talking to high-level athletes or athletes that want to go high level here. We're not just talking about the average person that is getting just average exercise. We're pushing our bodies to the limits. Our athletes are really hitting limits, okay? Like within the body. So we have to figure out how to optimize so that you're not crashing by hitting those limits, if that makes any sense. So over the years, I've worked with patients, hundreds and thousands of patients and athletes, and have built a deeper understanding of how to use high quality, professional grade, natural products to help the body recover, refuel, and thrive. I continue to learn more every day. Those of you that know me well know that I'm an avid learner. I will be a lifelong learner. It's something that I love to do, but especially as I work to help my own kids thrive in their sports and their life and their overall health. But I bring that experience and passion to you, the athletes I serve and the parents of those athletes, okay? For example, one key supplement for winter is vitamin D. That comes up a lot. That's not a brand new topic, right? But especially since our sun exposure is a little more limited during these months. But here's the thing, it doesn't work as well alone. So pairing it with magnesium and vitamin K2 is crucial for absorption and efficacy. Grabbing a random supplement off the grocery store shelf is not the answer. Your body needs synergy in its nutrients. If you're unsure about what this means or what supplements you actually need, my game plan session is the perfect way to get a tailored plan. I'm going to give you advice based on your unique situation and recommendations for your unique needs. So another vital aspect to address is the caloric needs of athletes. Certain sports like gymnastics, dance, or wrestling, I'm sure there are others, but those are the ones that I think of off the top of my head. They often place such a focus on weight that athletes unintentionally underfuel. This can impact not only performance, but also critical areas like hormone production and brain health. Cholesterol, for example, has gotten a bad reputation, right? We've talked about that before, but it's essential for creating hormones and supporting brain function. Healthy fats and adequate calories aren't optional. They're necessary to keep your body performing and recovering optimally. So what can you do to thrive this winter season? Start with a warm, nutrient-dense breakfast to fuel your day. Pack snacks like trail mix or homemade energy balls to keep your energy steady. Stay hydrated with water, enhance with mineral supplements, and don't forget balanced recovery meals with protein, carbs, and fats. If you're curious about how to take your nutrition to the next level, I'm here to help. Book one of those game plan sessions with me. You can go to www.the-eliteathlete.com/game-plan-session, and we'll map out a plan that works for you. Thank you for joining me today on the Elite Athlete Podcast. Winter sports bring their own challenges, but with the right strategies, you can dominate the season and set yourself up for long-term health and success. For more information, subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. You'll get tips and tricks and hopefully lots of actionable steps. Inside Edge. You can go to www.the-eliteathlete.com/newsletters/inside-edge. I know those are confusing, but I want to do that because not everyone can get themselves over to the show notes, but I will include it in the show notes for you as well. Okay? I would love for you to follow, rate, and give me a review on this podcast. It will help other athletes and other parents of athletes like yourself find this podcast, and who knows, it might help that next teammate of yours. So please let other athletes like you know about the podcast. Help me by rating it, following it, and reviewing it. That's the only way I really know that you're loving this podcast. That's the crazy thing about podcasts is I really don't know how you guys are feeling about it. So let me know in a review. I would be forever grateful. Until next time, stay fueled, stay hydrated, and conquer your sport. I know you can do it. You deserve it. See you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Elite Athlete Podcast. I hope today's episode gave you valuable tools to fuel smarter, recover faster, and dominate your sport on the field, the court, the ice, or wherever your journey takes you. If you loved this episode, I'd be super grateful if you could follow the show, rate it, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more athletes and parents who are ready to take their performance to the next level. Want even more tools to optimize your game? Subscribe to my free Inside Edge newsletter at www.the-eliteathlete.com/newsletters/inside-edge for actionable tips every single week. And if you're ready for a personalized game plan made just for you and your goals, don't wait. Book your game plan session today at www.the-eliteathlete.com/game-plan-session. Let's create the blueprint to help you thrive in sport and in life. Thanks again for listening. Keep fueling smarter, recovering stronger, and dominating with purpose. I'll see you next time.